I got an extra minute to make a video for you all because I'm almost snowed in. I'm just waiting for my windshield to warm up. You know, I could turn up the air and it'll sound like this. Right? But like a dumbass, I didn't use my remote starter, so the whole truck's cold, and I'm just waiting for it to heat up to make it easier so I don't have to chip ice off my windshield. Hashtag mile high problems. Anyways, here, let me show you what it looks like. It's just fucking snow everywhere, right? There's my fucking windshield, right? I'm using that LaCroix can to prop up my phone so I can make this video for you. Anyways, with my trusty snow batleth here, I will do battle with the snow once I gain the tactical advantage of having a warm windshield. So a lot of my friends that I watch here on YouTube have been making videos about how it's the end of the truth era. We're now in the post-truth era. We have to be very afraid. And I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic in that you realize the people who have critical thinking skills in an era that is post-truth are going to be the ones who win everything. Like, they'll have such an advantage over everybody who believes bullshit, right? So, like, personally, I have optimism, right? Like, holy shit. I don't know. It's like, I feel for the world like we're going to have some missed opportunities to help people, to build, to expand, to grow in our knowledge, and especially in science, we're going to be a little bit stunted, a little bit more stunted than we would have been if we would have had somebody else win the presidency. I can see that, right? But personally, each and every one of you that might be watching this video because you like watching the channels on YouTube of skeptics, you guys have a leg up on every fucking buddy else, okay? Because they're going to be believing in bullshit. They're not going to take facts and consider them as they should, right? And so, in a world of, like, blind people, the one person who can see is king. And I can see this working in my own life where I just feel like, be it just as a consumer or in the workplace, I have a leg up on people who don't have that critical thinking base. And for people that are feeling like the world is going to shit and they're in mourning still, like weeks after the election and Trump wins, they're still mourning, I have this feeling like their selfish button in their body is just busted. You know, they can't turn it on. And so they're feeling for the rest of the world as a whole. You know, their empathy for the suffering people in the world is really getting to them. And some of those suffering people are actually those who believe in bullshit. So it's like the critical thinking skills-minded people are worried about the plight of the people who are happy that we're in a post-truth era. You know, those are the people who are actually going to suffer the most. It's weird. People aren't really voting in their own interests. And those who have the most to lose with a presidency and an administration that will, you know, not be in their interest, they're the ones who voted for it, you know, and they're the ones you're sorry for, you know. And those are generalizations, but still. I just feel like I don't know why everybody is so pessimistic about what's going to happen in the next 4 years when what I see happening is a lot of leaning. And by lean, I mean like the business principle of let's do things without spending too much money to get them done. Let's take a look at our business practices and cut the fat and get rid of things that we don't need to do the same job. There's going to be a lot of leaning, but every so often you need to have a little lean period to fix broken systems. There are silos, they call them. It's another industry word, silos, where there's people who just work in this certain way, and with never having fresh eyes come and look at them and say, hey, you're being wasteful, these people would just keep doing that same wasteful practice over and over again, right? But now we're going to come into this period of leaning with this new administration that I think is going to really help cut the fat. And it's going to help those with those critical thinking skills who make the cut, who stay in those positions and in those fields that are getting leaned. Those people are going to learn to work with the constriction of having to work lean, and I think that's a good thing every so often to have that happen. To me, I think the greatest sign of this is that if you look at every cabinet position that Donald Trump has announced that he's going to appoint someone to, if you look at every fucking one of them, it's like Bizarro Land. He's appointing, ironically, the worst person for the fucking job. The person that hates the department that they're having to go into, right? That's who he's appointing. At every fucking level, he's appointing the person who is going to tear that fucker apart, right? And it's all about leaning it. Because there's people there who they are stuck in business as usual, right? And they need to adapt to the future. What's going to come along that's going to be better, okay? And yeah, maybe the new policies that come out of this leaning might be worse, but that doesn't mean that they're permanent, and we will learn from these, and if you can't look at it as a learning opportunity and be hopeful, then I'm just thinking you've got a button broken inside of you that you need to just try to look at the bright side of things, right? If you are in one of these areas that is getting leaned and you have critical thinking skills, you have a leg up on everybody else. And it's those people that don't believe facts when they hear them, they're going to get left behind. They're going to be the ones that get trimmed when the fat gets cut, right? You, my audience, the greater skeptic community, you guys have it good in this area. Why so sad? I don't know. So I can see a little hole in the snow in my windshield. If I could just turn this camera around. See, right there? So it's starting to work. So I'll be out of the snow soon. I won't be trapped anymore. So don't send a search party for me. I got this one worked out. Me and my snow batleth.